Hi, today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about PAWS, Positive Action with Support. It's a Tier 2 intervention that we're going to be using here at Harrison to support our students. It's a team approach to helping students be successful here at Harrison. So here we go. PAWS is a check-in, check-out intervention. It's a school-based program providing daily monitoring of students who are at risk for developing problematic behaviors. And for today, as an example, we are going to use Mark as our student to kind of show you how this intervention works. Students who fail to respond to a school-wide approach or receive several office referrals per year may benefit from this Tier 2 intervention for social emotional needs. SIDCO is based on a daily check-in, check-out system that provides students with immediate feedback on his or her behavior. This is through the teacher rating them on their daily progress report, and it also includes increased positive attention, not only with the classroom teacher, but all the other staff members in the building as well. The behavioral expectations are clearly defined throughout the day, and students are given both immediate and delayed reinforcement for meeting those expectations. The great success of PAWS is the collaboration between the school and the families of identified students, and we encourage this by sending home a daily copy of the progress report to be signed by the parent and then brought back each day the following day. A critical feature of the system is using this data to evaluate its effectiveness and then in changing the student's behavior, and then also modifying and figuring out what else the student needs based on that data. Points are earned on the progress report, are recorded, and then a summary graph is created for each student. This data is reviewed by the school's PAWS team and then is used to make decisions whether to continue, modify, or fade the intervention. Twice a month, the SEL team will meet for a PAWS meeting. A part of this meeting is to summarize how our students are doing, prioritize our students in terms of who we're discussing, and then examining that student's data to determine whether or not we should continue, modify, or end this intervention, determine which students need additional reinforcers, and then discuss any potential new candidates for the PAWS program. This is also where we decide if there's any other tasks that we need to get done and who needs to do it. As a part of this school-wide collaboration, about every 6 weeks, families will receive an update of student progress, including a graph so they can see how their child is doing. The check-in, check-out system has several critical features that make it effective and efficient as sustainable as a Tier 2 intervention. That includes designing something that will increase the likelihood that each part of the student's day begins with a positive interaction with the teacher. It increases the frequency of contingent feedback from the teacher. It employs continuous monitoring of the student behavior and active use of data to help us make decisions. A student who is identified as needing support can get access to the intervention within 3 to 5 days. Super quick. And this intervention is also capable of providing behavioral support to a moderate-sized group of at-risk students, approximately 10 to 30 students at any given point. So what does this look like? Students can be referred to the PAWS intervention using our RTI process. This typically happens when a student is identified as needing Tier 2 support. In our case, looking at our data from last year, this would include 1 to 3 office referrals and/or 3 to 5 second step notifications with at least 2 or 3 times that the teacher reached out to the parent to talk about those concerns. Teachers can initiate this process by collaborating with the principal in developing a student support plan. Because this is the first year that we're doing this, we're using our data from last year to lead this process. So we've already identified some students that you have in your classroom that might be good candidates. So who are appropriate candidates for PAWS? They engage in problem behavior throughout the day in multiple settings. They engage in mild acting out behavior, such as talking out, off task, or out of seat. And they find adult attention reinforcing. Some inappropriate candidates for this Tier 2 intervention, they engage in problem behavior during chunks of the day or only during unstructured settings, including like the playground, hallways, lunchroom, or the bus area. They engage in serious or violent behavior such as extreme noncompliance, defiance, aggression, or injury to self or others. This student does not find adult attention reinforcing. The problem behavior mainly occurs when a student is trying to escape a difficult task or academic subject. And assessments indicate the instructional material is not at the student's level, either being too difficult or too easy. So that's kind of what it looks like. The morning check-in consists of the following activities: Second through fifth grade students enter the building as soon as they arrive at school and go straight to the library. They grab their folder by the door and then sit down at a table with an instructional assistant. With the instructional assistant, students will get out their Husky Habits card that's signed from the day before and visit with the instructional student until their PAWS coach is available. When they meet with their PAWS coach, the coach will greet each student individually, collect the signed Husky Habits card from the previous day, and then students will receive a new Husky Habits card. The coach will review expectation, the student's personal goal. This short conversation will end with the coach prompting students to have a good day and to meet his or her goals. After 7:53, students may head to their class. PAWS coaches will go to kindergarten and first grade classes to complete this morning routine.
Good morning, Mark. How was your weekend?
It was good.
Good.
I went swimming.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was fun.
Awesome.
I'm a good swimmer.
I know, I heard. Okay, so here is your Husky Habits card for today. I just wanted to remind you that all day long you want to remember to be respectful and use kind words and actions. Remember that you want to be responsible and follow all the directions. Be safe. Keep your hands and your feet and your objects to yourself. Okay? All right, we're looking for lots of stickers. Have a good day.
Thank
High
you.
five.
So what does this look like for a classroom teacher? At the beginning of the day, the student brings the Husky Habits card to you. Be cheerful and positive with the student. Every day is a fresh start. You're going to discuss the expectations for appropriate behavior. For example, you might say, "Thanks for giving me your Husky Habits card. Looks like you're all set to go. Remember to work on being responsible, safe, and kind." Or, "You're having a great week. Keep it up." Keep trying to be an active learner who keeps his hands and feet to himself.
Hi, Miss Simmons.
Hi. Let's see this. Awesome. We're going to have a great day today. We're going to be respectful, responsible, and safe. All right. So I will see you at the end of math.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
At the end of each content area, you would do the following. This is the time for you to show the student his or her scores and give him or her feedback on their behavior. Use phrases such as, "Given your behavior, you earned," versus "I'm going to give you," as this puts the ownership on the behavior on the student. Spend just a minute or so with the student. It should not be a lengthy process. Whether their behavior has been good or poor, it's best to be specific about your feedback, and again, stay positive and cheerful.
Hi, Miss Simmons.
Hello again. All right, we're going to go through this, okay?
Okay.
All right, were you respectful today during math?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you were really respectful, so we're going to give you a smiley. Do you think that you were responsible?
I talked out once or twice.
Yeah, so which smiley do you think you should get?
Maybe a middle one?
I agree. Let's do the middle. And then were you safe today?
Yeah.
I agree. We were very safe, so we're going to do a big smiley for that. So I will see you at the end of shared reading, okay?
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
The afternoon checkout consists of the following activities. The student take their Husky Habits card with them as they leave to class. Second and third grade, at 2:05, your students will begin packing up their backpack to arrive at the library by 2:10. Fourth and fifth grade, at 2:05, they'll head to the library with their Husky Habits card and homework folder to check out and then return back to class to pack up for the day. When they enter the library, instructional assistants will be there to greet each student individually. They'll help them add up their points they've earned and have the students graph their points. We'll also take a photo of their Husky Habits card in case they lose it on the way home. With their PAWS coach, they'll review their goal for the day and find celebrations. They'll prompt students to have the parents sign the daily progress report and bring it back the next day. They'll send the fourth and fifth grade students back to class for dismissal, and they'll keep the second and third graders in the library until the bell rings.
How was the day today?
Have an awesome day!
Awesome! All smiles. Well, that means, let's see, it says awesome met your expectations. You get 2 points for each. So 2, 4, 6. That means you met your goal. Amazing. Let's do it again tomorrow.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you. Woo!
And that's it. That's what we're hoping to do to help students have success here at Harrison. This is our Tier 2 intervention that we're hoping that we can help students who have some minor behaviors be more successful here. They would be referred to the intervention. We would meet, discuss, come up with a contract, and then each day they would do that kind of format. Twice monthly, the PAWS team would meet. Every 6 weeks or so, we'd send home that graph so parents can see how they're doing, and we would update their program, adding interventions or changing or modifying based on their success. And the ultimate goal would be for them to exit this Tier 2 intervention. And this is what the daily progress report would look like. We have the major areas, and you would mark for each one for be respectful, be responsible, be safe, and then they would also have a personal goal. This is where the parent would sign and where we would add up their total points. We would also set a goal. So, what role do you play? The student assistance coordinator is taking the lead on this intervention. They're serving as the lead and also as a coach for the Tier 2.5 and Tier 3 students. Our learning behavior specialists, or formerly known as our resource teachers, will serve as a coach for the students with the IEP goals. As a classroom teacher, you serve as a student and curriculum expert. You will provide feedback after each content area. You will review expectations prior to each content area. You'll participate in any parent communication plan we set up, and you'll possibly implement any additional interventions if needed. Parents serve as the student's advocate. Their expectations include signing the daily progress report every night, providing immediate feedback at home after reviewing the daily progress report at home. This includes giving contingent positive feedback as well as consequences. They provide multiple perspectives to develop intervention plans to better meet the needs of their child and help implement the intervention plan with that at-home support. They also are in charge of communicating the student need, any background information, how the student's doing at home, and other supports that we need to utilize outside of school. So, where do we start? In the next few days, I will be contacting you to let you know if you have any students that, based on their data from last year, we are recommending for PAWS. You may choose to decline for several reasons. You may want the student to have a fresh start without support this year. You may want to handle the student's needs with your own interventions, modifications, or accommodations. Or you may not see the need for support with this particular student. Do know, however, this is our primary Tier 2 SEL intervention that we are using here at Harrison. If you do determine you'd like our support in the future, it would likely involve the PAWS intervention. So, next steps. If you determine you would like to move forward with this intervention, I will contact parents, describe the intervention, and send a consent form home. I would then meet with the student, parent, and PAWS coach to go over the intervention, student agreements, and set a positive tone. You are more than welcome to join us for this meeting as well. It should last no more than 15 minutes and will usually be in the morning. The PAWS coach would then meet with your student for about 30 minutes to walk through their job responsibilities. We would love to start a group of students on Monday, September 18th, but this does involve meeting with those parents ahead of time. So do expect us to start slow, especially this being our first year. Thank you so much for participating in this PAWS intervention, and please let me know if you have any additional questions. Thank you.